Welcome to the Gulling, which means tricking,
Thank you.
of Malvolio. And I'm Barbie Anderson. I adapted the script from Twelfth Night and directed it. My wonderful cast of actors. And we're so happy to be touring on behalf of Center Stage Theater in Lake Forest, Center Stage in Lake Forest. We're happy to be touring around on the North Shore this summer. We've been down in Lake Forest in August, and now for the next 2 weekends, so for this weekend and next weekend, we'll be here, right here in downtown Lake Bluff on the Green. I've always wanted to have a show here on the Green because I love the Green in Lake Bluff. It's so cool. Not to mention several of the restaurants around the side of the Green, right? So thank you so much for coming and being part of the group today. Center Stage, as you know, has been in business, as it were, for 46 years. And we wanted, as a thank you to our audiences, to try this idea of taking a show, a summer show, out on the road and going to several locations to bring it up as a thank you to our audiences, which is why I convinced the board, no, it wasn't hard to convince them, they thought it was a good idea, to have it for free. And that's why the admission is free, it is our gift. However, to be honest with you, we've just spent $50,000 on Brigadoon, which if you saw it, you know was a fabulous musical at the Gorton Center. And we need to obviously start to refill the till, as it were, for the 47th season. And so what I'm doing is simply saying, if you would like to make a donation to Center Stage, there is a donation jar over there, and we're selling water for $1 if you need it. But you can make a donation, or at the end of the show, some of my actors are actually going to move through you in the audience also with the donation buckets, so you can have a chance to talk to some of the actors if you'd like, and anything you've got, you know, if you've got ones, fives, 20s, hundreds, thousands, whatever you happen to have in your pocket, that's fine. If you would prefer to make a donation by credit card and online, you can easily do so at www.centerstagelakeforest.org. That's very easy to do, and I think that is in your program. You don't have to remember from me saying, if you'd like to. But again, you don't have to. We're bringing this to you for free, but we would welcome any donations of any sizes, and they would be tax deductible because it is a 501c3. Now, let's see, what else? After we finish in Lake Bluff on September 10th, we'll be heading down a little farther south to Winnetka and performing in the courtyard at the actual courtyard where my husband and I had our wedding pictures taken, at Sacred Heart Church on Tower Road, in part because that's my church, and they said, yeah, you want to bring it to the courtyard? Sure, you know. So there, and also just to get it a little farther south, and because several of my actors actually live in the city, they wanted us to have something in the city. So my husband has performed at City Lit down on Bryn Mawr several times, and Terry McCabe was kind enough to offer us his stage. So our last performance on September 17th will actually be an evening show at 7:30 indoors at City Lit Theater. But all of these, we focused basically, 10 of the 12 shows are here in either Lake Bluff, Lake Forest, because you are our audience and you are the people we love. So we thank you so much. I also need to let you know that we are very grateful to Actors Equity in Chicago and New York and the Theater Authority for allowing Henry Odom to perform with us today. Henry's a dear friend of mine whom I've directed several times. Some of you know, or might have seen him up at Bowen Park as Thomas More when I directed Man for All Seasons, or down at Oil Lamp as Austin when I directed Later Life. He's a fine actor, But since he has gone equity now, the actors union, you have to get permission. So poor Henry had to talk to several people, fill out 9,000 forms. I had to fill out some forms, not 9,000, but thank goodness, and talk to various people and give a donation to the Actors Fund, you know. But we were able to get permission, and I'm so glad because he just does a lovely Malvolio. So I'm glad for his sake, and I'm glad for yours. My whole cast is fabulous, and I can't wait to present them to you. Thank you, and enjoy the Gulling of Malvolio.
As thy wings are sharp me, I love as well until I die. Rise to live, but mountain high, so God decrees us it will I. For my past talents, but sing and dance, my heart is set, all goodly sport, for my comfort, who shall be let? Youth must have some dalliance, of good or ill, some pastance. Company, methinks, them best, all thoughts and fancies to digest. For idleness is chief mistress, of vice is all, then who can say, but mirth and play is best of all. Company with honesty, this virtue vice is to flee. Company is good and ill, but every man hath his free will. The best ensue, the worst eschew, my mind shall be virtue to use, vice to refuse, thus shall I use me.
What country friend is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
And what should I do in Illyria? Dost thou know this country, sir?
Aye, madam, well.
Who governs here?
Orsino, a noble duke, in nature as in name.
Orsino? I've heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And is so now, or was so very late. For about a month ago I went from hence, and then 'twas rumored through the countryside that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count who died some long time since, for whose dear love, they say, she hath abjured the company and sight of men.
Ugh, that I served that lady and might not be delivered to the world until the opportunity be ripe to show my true self.
That were hard to manage, because she will admit no kind of suit, not even the duke's.
There is a fair behavior in thee, captain. I prithee, do conceal me what I am and be my aid, for such disguise will fit the form of my intent. I'll serve this duke. What else mayhap to time I will commit, only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Oh, what a plague means my niece to take the death of my brother thus. I am sure that care is an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier a night. Your niece, my lady, takes great exception to your ill hour.
Oh, why? What's that to me? Let her accept if it please her.
Aye, but you must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in.
But all the drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight that you brought in here one night to be her wooer.
Who, Sir Andrew Akencheek?
Aye, he.
Why, he's as brave a man as any's in Illyria.
And what's that to the purpose?
Why, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
Aye, but he'll have but a year in all these ducats. He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Oh, fine that you'll say so. He plays the viol de gamboy and speaks 3 or 4 languages, word for word, without book. There's all the good gifts of nature.
He hath indeed. Almost natural. Well, for besides that he's a fool, he's a great quarreler. And, but that he hath the gift of a coward, to allay the gusto he hath in quarreling. 'Tis thought among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
By this hand, they are scoundrels that say so of him. Who are they?
They that add, moreover, he's drunk nightly in your company.
We're drinking healths to my niece. Drink to her as long as there's passage in my throat, drink in Illyria. He's a coward and a knave that will not drink so to my niece. What? When? Castiliano Vulgo. Here comes Sir Andrew Agueface.
Sir Toby Belch! How now, Sir Toby Belch?
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Good Mistress Accost, I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good Mistress Mary Accost.
You mistake, knight. Accost is to front her, to board her, to woo her, to assail her.
By my troth, I would not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of accost?
Fare you well, gentlemen.
If thou lettest it apart, so, Sir Andrew, I would thou mightst never draw sword again.
If you depart so, mistress, I would I might never draw sword again. Fair lady, do you think you have fools in hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
Marry, but you shall have. And here's my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free. I pray you bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart? What's your metaphor?
It's dry, sir.
Why, I think so. I'm not such an ass, but I can keep my hand dry. What's your jest?
A dry jest, sir?
Are you full of them?
Aye, sir, I have them at my fingers' ends. Marry, now I let go your hand, I am barren.
Oh, nice. Now lackest a cup of wine. When did I see thee so put down?
Never in your life, I think. Unless you see too much wine put me down. Oh, I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
Pourquoi, my dear knight?
What is pourquoi? Do or not do? I would I had bestowed that time in the tongues that I have in fencing, dancing, and bear baiting. Oh, had I but followed the arts. Faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen, or if she be, it's 4-1 shall none of me, the Duke himself here woos her.
She'll none of the Duke. She'll not match above a degree, neither in estate years nor wit. I've heard her swear to it. If there's life in man.
I'll stay a month longer. I'm a fellow of the strangest mind in the world. I delight in revels and dancing, sometimes altogether.
Art thou good at such things, knight?
As any man in Illyria, whatsoever he be, under the degree of my betters. Yet I will not compare with an old man.
What is thy excellence in a galliard?
Faith, I can cut a caper.
I can cut the mutton to it.
And I think I have the backstep as strong as any man in Illyria.
Wherefore are these things hid? Why does that now go to church in a Toronto and come home in a step? Huh? Oh, my very walk would be a jink. I would not so much as make water, but to syncopate. What dost thou mean? Is this a world to high virtues in? I did think, by the excellent constitution of thy leg, that it was formed under the star of a galliard.
Aye, 'tis strong. And it doesn't differ well in a flame-colored stocking. Shall we set about some revels?
Oh, what shall we do else? Are we not born under Taurus?
Taurus? That's lungs and heart.
No, sir, it is legs and thighs. Hey, let me see the caper. Excellent. Higher.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or I will not open my lips to plead thy excuse. My lady will hang thee for thy absence.
Let her hang me. God give them wisdom that have it, and those that are fools, let them use their talents.
Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent, or be turned away. And is not that as good as a hanging to you?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. And as for turning away, let summer make it fairer.
You are resolute then,
Not so neither, but I am resolved on 2 points.
that if one break, the other will hold, or if both break, your breeches fall.
Apt in good faith, very apt. Well, go thy way. If Sir Toby would leave off drinking, thou wert as witty a piece of his flesh as any in Illyria.
Peace, you rogue, no more of that. Here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely, you are best.
Wit, if it be thy will, put me into good fooling. Those wits that think they have thee do very oft prove fools, and I, that am sure I lack thee, may pass for a wise man. For what says Quinopolis? Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Do you not hear, fellow? Take away the lady.
Go to. You're a dry fool. I'll no more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
Two false Madonna that drink and good counsel will amend. Forgive the dry fool drink, then is the fool not dry. Bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mend, he is no longer dishonest. If he cannot, let the tailor mend him. Anything that's mended is but patched. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin, and sin that amends is but patched with virtue. If that this simple syllogism will serve, so. If it will not, what remedy? The lady bade take away the fool. Therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Miss, prison in the highest degree. Lady, cuculis non facit monachum. That's as much as to say, I wear not motley in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
I must catechize you for it, Madonna. Good my mouse of virtue and
well, sir, for want of other idleness, I'll hear your proof.
Good Madonna, why mournest thou?
Good fool, for my father's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
No, his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more fool to mourn for your father's soul being in heaven. Take away the fool, sir.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do to the pangs of death shake him. Senility that decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy senility, for the better increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn that I am no fox, but he will not pass his word for tuppence that you are no fool.
I'll say you do that, Malvolio.
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day by an ordinary fool who had no more brain than a stone. Look you now, he's out of his guard already. Unless you laugh and supply the occasion for him, he is gagged.
You are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and of open disposition is to take his jibes for blunted arrows that you deem cannon bullets. There is no slander in an allowed fool.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman much desires to speak with you.
From Duke Orsino, is it?
I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man.
Who of my people hold him in delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks like a madman. Fie on him. Go, you, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Duke, I am sick or not at home. What you will to dismiss it. Now you see, sir, how your fooling grows old and people dislike it.
Thou hast spoke for us, Madonna, as if thy eldest son should be a fool, whose skull drove cram with brains. For here indeed doth come one of thy kin, whose brain today we think most weak therein.
By mine honor, half drunk. What is he at the gate, uncle?
A gentleman!
A gentleman. What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman here! Plague on his pickled herring! Oh, how now, fool!
Uncle, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery! I defy lechery! There's one at the gate.
Aye, Mary, what is he?
Oh, let him be the devil! I care not! Give me faith, say I! Well, so what?
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. One draught too much makes him a fool. The second mads him, and the third drowns him.
Go thou then, and seek the coroner for my uncle's inquest, for he's in the 3rd degree of drink. He's drowned.
Oh, look after him. He is but mad yet, Madonna, and the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you are sick. It takes on him to understand so much and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak with you. What's to be said to him, madam? He's fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so and says he'll stand at your door like a post to be the supporter to a bench, but that he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind.
What manner of man?
A very ill manner. He'll speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. He's with him somewhere between boy and man. He's very well favored, and he speaks very shrilly. One would think his mother's milk was scarce out of him.
Let him approach. Call in my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Give me my veil. Come, throw her my face. We'll once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honorable lady of the house. Which is she?
Speak to me. I shall answer for her. Your will.
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides that it is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to learn it. Good beauties, let me sustain no scorn. I am very sensitive, even to the least ill usage.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I have studied, and that question is out of my part. Good gentleman, give me modest assurance, if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart. And yet I swear I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain, if you are she, you do usurp yourself. For what's yours to bestow is not yours to reserve. But this is from my commission. I will on with this speech in your praise, and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to the heart, I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
It is the more like to be feigned. I pray you keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gates, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. Speak your office.
My message alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war. My words are as full of peace as matter.
Yet you began rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me, I have learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity. To any others, profanation.
Give us this place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Duke Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom? In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method, in the first of his heart.
Oh, I have read it. It is heresy. Have you no more to say?
But madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text. But we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir. It's not well done.
Excellently done. If God did all.
It will endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hands laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out diverse schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particle and utensil labeled to my will as Item, 2 lips, indifferent red. Item, 2 gray eyes with lids to them. Item, 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. For you sent hither to praise me.
I see you what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Ugh, such love could only be repaid if you were crowned with a non-pariah beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Yet I suppose him virtuous, know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, so generous, well-learned and valiant, and in dimension and the shape of nature, a gracious person. But yet I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you with my master's flame, in your denial I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
What would you do?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate. Write loyal poems of contemned love and sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Call forth your name to the reverberate hills, and even make their echoing friend the air cry out, Olivia! Ugh, you should not rest until you pitied me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
About my fortune, yes, my state as well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more, unless, perchance, you come to me again to tell me how he takes it. Fare you well. I thank you for your pains. Spend this for me.
I'm no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love make his heart of flint that you shall love. And let your fervor, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn, thou heart. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, actions, and spirit, to give thee coat of arms. Not too fast. Soft, soft. Unless the master were the man. How now? Even so quickly may one catch the plague? Methinks I feel this youth's perfections with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What ho, Malvolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same silly messenger, the Duke's own man. He left this ring behind him, would I or not? But tell him, oh, none of it. If that the youth will come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reasons for it. I thee, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I know not what. I fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer for my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. But it is decreed must be. Oh, and be this so.
Were not you, even now, with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should tell your lord that she will none of him. And one thing more, let you never come in his affairs again, unless it be to report your lord's taking of this.
She took the ring of me. I'm none of it.
Oh, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and her will is it should be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies. If not, be it his that fights.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me. Indeed, so much that sure methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak and starts distractedly. She loves me, sure, The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring. Why, he sent her none. I am the man. If this be so as 'tis, poor lady, she would better love a dream. Disguise, I see thou art a wickedness when the serpent Satan doth do much. How will this end? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him. And she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. Oh, what will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now alas the day, what futile sighs will poor Olivia breathe? Ugh, time, thou must untangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Approach, Sir Andrew, approach! Thou knowest, not to be in bed after midnight is to be up betimes.
Nay, by my troth I know not, but I know to be up late is to be up late.
A false conclusion! To be up after midnight and go to bed then is to go to bed early. So that to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes. Does not our life consist of the four elements?
Faith, so they say, but I think it rather consists of eating and drinking.
Oh, thou art a scholar, let us therefore eat and drink. More wine!
Oh, here comes the fool of faith.
Oh, now, my heart. Did you never see the picture of we three?
Ah, welcome, ass! Now, come on, let's have a song.
Oh, by my troth, the fool has an excellent voice. I had rather than 40 shillings I had such a leg, and so sweet a breath to sing as the fool has. In sooth, thou wast in very gracious fooling last night, when thou spokest of Pigrogromatus of the Vapians, passing the equinoctial of Quabus. 'Twas very good of faith. I sent thee sixpence for thy sweetheart. Hadst it?
I did in petticoats thy gratility, for Malvolio's nose is no whipstock. My lady has a white hand, and the myrmidons are no bottle ale houses.
Why, this is the best fooling when all is done. Now, a song.
Come on, well, there's sixpence for you. Let's have a song.
Would you have a song of love or a song of good life?
A love song, a love song.
Aye. I care not for good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming. Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming. That can sing both high and low. Trip no further, pretty sweetie, journey's ending, lovers meeting. Every wise man's son doth know.
Excellent good of faith.
Good, good.
What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present mirth, present laughter. Present mirth, present laughter. What's to come is still untrue. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come and kiss me, sweet and 20. Useless stuff will not end.
A mellifluous voice, as I am true knight.
Oh, but, shall we make the heavens dance indeed? Shall we rouse the night owl and a cat? Shall we do that?
If you love me, let's do it. Let our catch be, thou knave.
Hold thy peace, thou knave knight.
I shall be constrained in it to call thee knave knight.
'Tis not the first time I've constrained one me to call me knave. Begin, fool. It begins. Hold thy peace.
Well, I shall never begin if I hold my peace.
Come, begin.
Hold thy peace, I pray thee, hold thy peace.
And I
Thou
Hold thy
knave.
peace, and I pray thee, hold thy peace. Thou knave, thou knave.
and I
Pray thee, hold thy peace. Thou hold thy peace. Thou knave, thou knave.
What a caterwauling do you keep here? If my lady have not called up her steward, Malvolio, and bid him to turn you out of doors, never trust me.
Oh, three merry men be we. Am I not consanguineous? Am I not of her blood? Hilly valley lady. There dwelt a man in Babylon.
beshrew me the knights with admirable fooling.
Aye, he does well enough if he be disposed, and so do I too. He does it with a better grace, but I do it more natural.
Lady on the 12th day of December,
For the love
my
of
true
God,
love gave
peace!
to me 12 drummers drumming, 8 swans milking, 6 geese laying, 5
Are you mad or what are you? Have you no wit, manners, nor honesty but to gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do you make an alehouse of my lady's house? Is there no respect of place, persons, or time in you?
Oh, we did keep time, sir, in our catches. Snicker.
Sir Toby, I must be blunt with you. My lady bade me tell you that though she harbors you as her kinsman, she's not allied to your disorders. If you can separate yourself and your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it would please you to take leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Well, dear heart, I needs must be gone.
Nay, good Sir Toby.
His days are almost done.
Yes, even
So
so.
we bid him go.
What if we do?
This is much credit to you.
Out of tone, sir, ye lie. Art any more than a steward? Be just thou think, because thou art virtuous, there shall be no more cakes and ale. Go, sir, and polish up your chain. Cup of wine, Mariah.
Mistress Mary, if you prized my lady's favor at anything more than contempt, you would not give means to this uncivil rule. She shall know of this by this hand.
Go shake your ear! Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Ever since the Duke's boy was today with my lady, she is much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, oh, if I do not gull him and turn him into a common recreation, do not think that I have wit enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Tell us something of it.
Marry, sir, sometimes he is a kind of Puritan.
Oh, if I thought that, I'd beat him like a dog.
What? For being a Puritan? My explicit reason, dear knight.
I have no exquisite reason for it, but I have reason good enough.
The devil a Puritan that he is, or anything constantly but a time pleaser. An affected ass. So crammed, as he thinks, with excellencies, that it is his grounds of faith that all who look on him love him. And it is on that vice in him that my revenge will find notable cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein by the color of his hair, by the shape of his leg, by the manner of his gait, by the expression of his eye, forehead, and complexion, he shall find himself most feelingly personated. I can write very much like my lady, your niece. On a forgotten matter, we can hardly make distinction of our hands.
Excellent! I smell a device.
I have it in my nose too.
Oh, he shall think by the letters that thou wilt drop that they come from my niece, and that she is in love with him.
My purpose is indeed a horse of that color.
And your horse now would make him an ass.
Oh, sport royal, I warrant you. I know my physic will work with him. I will plant you two and let Fabian make a third where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For this night, to bed. And dream on the event. Farewell!
Before me, she's a good wench.
Oh, she's a beagle, true bred, and one that adores me.
I was adored once too.
Oh, let's to bed, knight. Thou must send for more money.
If I cannot win your niece, I am a foul way out.
Oh, send for more money, knight. If thou hast not in the end, call me ass. Huh?
If I do not, never trust me. Take it how you will.
Come, I'll pour more wine. It's too late to go to bed now. Good night. Good night.
They'll come. If I lose a tidbit of this sport, let me be boiled to death with melancholy.
Oh, wouldst thou not be glad to see the miserly, malicious, morose fellow come by some notable shame?
I would exalt man. You know he brought me out of favor with my lady about a bear baiting here.
To anger him, we'll have the bear again. We'll full black and blue, shall we not, Sir Andrew?
If we do not, have pity on our lives.
Oh, here comes the little villain. How now, my trickster?
Get ye all three into the rose trees. Malvolio is coming down this walk. He has been yonder in the sun, practicing behavior to his own shadow this half hour. Oh, observe him for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Close! In the name of jesting! Lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
'Tis but fortune. All is fortune. Maria once told me that she does care for me, and I have heard herself come thus near to say that should she fancy, it should be one of my complexion. Still, she treats me with a more exalted use than anyone else that follows her. What should I think of it?
He is a conceited rogue.
Oh, peace! Contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. How he struts under his advanced plumes.
Like I could so beat the rogue.
Peace, I say!
To be Count Malvolio.
Oh, rogue!
Pistol him, pistol him.
Peace, peace!
There is example for it. The lady of the strait, she once married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Quiet him, Jessica.
Peace, now he's deeply in. Look how imagination bloats him.
Oh, having been 3 months married to her, sitting in state.
Oh, for a stone blow to hit him in the eye.
Calling my officers about me in my velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I have left Olivia sleeping,
Fire and brimstone!
Peace, peace!
and telling my officers with dignity that I know my place as I wish that they should do theirs, to ask for my kinsman, Toby.
Oh, bolts and shackles!
Peace, 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 now!
7 of my people with an obedient start make out for him. I frown the while, and perchance wind up my watch, or play with some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to
Shall
me.
this fellow live?
I extend my hand thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control,
And does not Toby give you a blow on the lips then?
saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me upon your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What? What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Out, scab!
Be patient so we break the sinews of our plot!
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
Oh, that's me, I warned you.
One Sir Andrew.
I knew 'twas I, for many do call me fool.
What employment have we here?
Now is the woodcock near the snare.
Yeah, may the spirit of his conceit intimate reading aloud to him.
By my life, this is my lady's hand, for these be her very C's, and her U's and her T's, and thus makes she her great P's. 'Tis without question her hand.
Her C's, her U's, and her T's? Why that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes, her very phrases, by your leave wax soft, and her very seal. 'Tis indeed, my lady. For whom should this be?
This wins him.
Jove knows I love but who. Lips do not move, no man must know. No man must know. What follows? Oh, if this should be thee, Malvolio!
Marry, hang thee, badger!
I may command where I adore, but silence, like a Lucrece knife, with bloodless stroke, my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life.
Excellent wench, say I.
M-O-A-I doth sway my life. Nay, but first, let me see.
What a dish of poison as she dressed him.
I may command where I adore. Or she may command me. Why, I serve her. She is my lady. Why, this is open. There is no obstruction in this. But in the end, what should that alphabetical position portend? Oh, if I could make it resemble something in me. Soft. M-O-A-I.
Aye, make up that. He's now in a cold set.
But the dog will cry out upon him for all that.
Malvolio. Why, that begins my name.
Did not I say the cur would work it out?
But there's no consistency in the sequel. A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
Aye, or I'll cudgel him and make him cry. Oh.
And then I comes behind.
Aye, if you had any eye behind you, you might see more mockery at your heels than fortunes before you.
Oh, hey, aye, no. This is not as plain as the former, and yet, to crush it a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Soft. Here follows prose. If this fall into thy hands, consider. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands, let thy blood and spirit embrace them, cast off thy humble slough, and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants, add to thyself a touch of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings, and wish to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say remember. Go to. Thou art made if thou desirest to be so. If not... If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will scorn Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point device the very man. I do not now fool myself, for everything adheres to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings. She did praise my legs being cross-gartered, and in this she manifests her love and drives me to these habits of her liking. I thank my stars. I am happy. I will be reserved, proud, in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. Here is yet postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiles become thee well. Therefore, in my presence, still smile. Dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything thou wilt have me.
I would not give up my part of this sport for a pension of thousands.
Oh, I can marry the wench for this device.
So could I too.
And ask no other dowry with her but such another jest.
Nor I neither.
Well, here comes our noble gull catcher.
Oh, shall I become thy bond slave?
If faith or I either.
Oh, thou hast put in such a dream that when the image of it leaves him, he must run mad.
If you will then see the fruits of the sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and 'tis a color she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests, and he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable to her disposition, being addicted to a melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. Oh, if you will see it, follow me.
Oh, to the gates of hell, the most excellent devil of wit.
I'll make one too.
Save thee, friend. Dost thou live by thy music?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Art thou a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I do live in my house, and my house doth stand by the church.
So thou mayst say the king lies by a beggar if a beggar dwells near him.
Well said, sir. A sentence is but a glove to a good wit. How quickly the wrong side may be turned outward.
Nay, that's certain. They that dally with words may quickly make them wanton.
I would therefore my sister had had no name, sir.
Why, man?
Why, sir, her name's a word, and to dally with that word might make my sister wanton.
I warned thou art a merry fellow. Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
No, indeed, sir, the Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she be married. I am indeed not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
I saw thee lately at New Borsinos.
Foolery, sir, does walk about the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, if thou thrust at me, I'll no more with thee. Hold, here's expenses for thee.
Now, Jove, in his next shipment of hair, send thee a beard.
By my troth, I'll tell thee I'm almost sick for one, though I would not have it grow on my chin. Is thy lady within?
Would not a pair of these have bread, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to use. I understand you, sir.
My lady is within, sir. I will explain to her whence you come. Who you are and what you want are out of my welcome. I might say element, but a word is overworn.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe their mood on whom he jests, the quality of persons and the time, and keep a watchful eye. This is a practice as full of labor as a wise man's art. For folly that he wisely shows his fit, but wise men, folly fallen, quite taint their wit.
Save you, gentleman.
And you, sir.
Do vous garder, monsieur?
Et vous aussi, votre assiette.
I hope, sir, you are, and I am yours.
Will you encounter the house? My niece is desirous you should enter if your trade be to her.
I am bound to your niece, sir.
Then taste your legs, sir. Put them to motion.
My legs do better understand me, sir, than I understand what you mean by bidding me taste my legs.
I mean to enter, sir, to go.
I will answer you with gates and entrance. But we are prevented. Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens' rain smiles on you.
That youth's a rare courtier. Rain smiles well.
My matter hath no voice but to your own ear.
Leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. Why never say you so? Your servant to the Duke Orsino.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts, would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
By your leave, I pray you. I bade you never speak again of him. But would you undertake another suit? I had rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady!
Give me leave, beseech you. I did send, after the last enchantment you did here, a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me you. Beneath your judgment must I sit accused to force that on you in a shameful cunning, which you knew none of yours. What might you think? Have I not set mine honor at the stake? Enough is shown, so let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That's a degree to love.
No, not at all. For it has long been said that very oft we pity enemies.
And methinks 'tis time to smile again. O world, how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much the better to fall before the lion than the wolf. Be not afraid, good youth, I will not have you. And yet, when wit and youth is come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho! Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me?
Stay. I prithee tell me what thou thinkst of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
But a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maidenhood, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee so, that despite all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. So rather reason thus, with reason better. Love sought is good, but given unsought better.
By innocence, I swear, and by my youth, I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor never none shall mistress be of it, save I alone. And so would you, good madam. Nevermore will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet come again, for thou perhaps mayst move that heart which now abhors to like his love.
No, faith, I'll not stay a jot longer.
Thy reason, dear knight, give thy reason.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favors to the Duke's serving man than she ever bestowed upon me.
Did she see thee the while, old boy? Did that?
As plain as I see you now.
Well, this was a great argument of love in her towards you.
By God's light, will you make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir, upon the oaths of judgment and reason. She did show favor to the youth in your sight, only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse valor, to put fire and brimstone in your heart. You should have then accosted her, and with some excellent jest, you should have banged the youth into dumbness. This was looked for at your hand, and this was balked. You must now redeem yourself through some laudable attempt, either of valor or policy.
Oh, if it be any way, it must be with valor. For policy I hate. I had as lief be a Puritan as a politician.
Why then build thy fortunes upon the basis of valor. Challenge the Duke's youth to fight. hurt him in 11 places. My niece shall take note of it and assure thyself. There is no love broker in the world can more prevail in man's commendation with woman than report of valor.
There is a way with this, Sir Andrew.
Will either of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go. Write it in a martial hand. Be cursed and brief. It is no matter how witty, so it be eloquent and full of invention. Taunt him with the license of ink. Go! About it.
Where shall I find you?
We will find thee.
This is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
Oh, I've been dear to him, lad, some 2,000 strong or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but you'll not deliver it.
Oh, never trust me then. And by all means, stir on the youth to an answer. I think that oxen and wagon rope cannot haul them together. As for Andrew, if he were open and you find so much blood in his liver as will clog the foot of a flea, I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
And his opposite, the youth, bears in his looks no good promise of cruelty either.
Oh, look with the youngest one of 9 come.
If you will laugh yourself into stitches, follow me. Yond Gull Malvolio is in yellow stockings.
And cross-garter?
Most villainously. He does obey every point of the letter that I dropped to betray him. He does smile his face into more lines than you could ever count. You have never seen a thing such as 'tis. I can hardly forbear hurling things at him. I know my lady will strike him. If she do, he'll smile and take it for a great favor.
Come, bring us to where he is.
I've sent after him. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow on him? For youth is bought more oft than begged or borrowed. Where is Malvolio? He is sad and civil and suits well for a servant with my fortunes.
He's coming, madam, but in a very strange manner. He is sure possessed, madam.
Why, what's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you if he come. For sure the man is tainted in his wits.
Go, call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal me. Oh, no. Malvolio.
Sweet lady. Oh, oh.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady? I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But what of that? If it please the eye of one, it is with me, as the sonnet says, please one and please all.
How dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, but yellow in my leg. It did come into his hands, and commands shall be executed.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, and I'll come to thee.
Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hand so often?
How do you, Malvolio?
Oh, at your request, yes. Nightingales answer crows.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness, 'twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great, some achieve greatness,
What sayest thou?
and some have greatness thrust upon them.
Restore thee!
Remember who committed thy yellow
Thy
stockings,
yellow stockings,
and wish to see thee cross-gartered.
cross-gartered.
Go to, thou art made if thou desirest to be so.
Am I maid?
If not, let me see thee a servant still.
This is very midsummer madness.
The young gentleman of the Duke Orsino's is returned. Fabian could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
Come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where is my Uncle Toby? Let some of you have a special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half of my dower.
No worse man than Sir Toby to look to me. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to that in a letter. Cast off thy humble slough, says she. Be opposite to the kinsman, surly with servants. And when she went away just now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow, not Malvolio, not after my degree, but fellow. Nothing can stop my hopes now. Everything adheres together. Well, Jove, not I, is the doer of this, and he is to be thanked.
Which way is he in the name of sanctity? If all the devils of hell possessed him, yet I'll speak to him.
Here he is! Here he is! How is't with you, man?
Go off. I discard you. Let me enjoy my privacy. Go off.
Lo, how hollow the fiend speaks within him. Did I not tell you, Sir Toby? My lady prays you to have a care of him.
Even so?
Go to, peace. We must deal gently with him. Let me alone. How do you, Malvolio? How is't with you? What? Man, defy the devil. Consider, he's an enemy to mankind.
You know what you say.
Law you! If you speak ill of the devil, how he takes it to heart. Pray God he be not bewitched. My lady would not lose him for more than I'll say.
How now, mistress?
Oh, Lord!
Let me hold thy peace. This is not the way. Do you not see you move him? Let me alone with him.
Sir?
Well, get him to say his prayers, good Sir Toby. Get him to pray.
My prayers, minx?
No, I warrant you he will not hear of godliness.
Go hang yourselves all. You are idle, shallow things. I am not of your element.
Oh, it's possible!
This were played upon a stage now. I could condemn it as an improbable fiction.
Oh, why, his very nature hath taken the infection of the trick, man.
Nay, pursue him now, lest the jest be spoiled.
We shall make him mad indeed.
The house will be the quieter.
Oh, come. We'll have him in a dark room and bound. My niece is already in the belief that he's mad. We may carry it thus for our pleasure and his penance, till, tired of our pastime, we have mercy on him.
More matter for a May morning?
Here's the challenge. Read it. I warrant there's vinegar and pepper in it.
Is it so saucy then?
Yeah, it is. I warrant you. Do but read.
Give me. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Wonder not why I do call thee so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note that keeps you from the blow of the law.
Thou comest to the Lady Olivia, and in my sight she uses thee kindly. Oh, but thou liest in thy throat. But this is not the matter I challenge thee for.
Very brief and to exceeding good sense, less.
Very well. And God have mercy on one of our souls. He may have mercy on mine, but my hope is better. Therefore, look to thyself, thy friend, and thy sworn enemy, Andrew Ague-Cheek. If this letter move him not, his legs cannot. I'll give it to him.
He is now with my lady and will by and by depart.
Go. Scout out for him in the corner of the orchard. So soon as thou seest him, draw. And as thou drawest, swear horrible. For a terrible oath oft gives more evidence of manhood than ever proof itself would have earned.
I've no equal for swearing.
Wait! Oh, now will I deliver not his letter. For the young gentleman gives himself to be of good breeding. I mean, his employment between his lord and my niece confirms no less. Therefore, this letter, being so excellently ignorant, will breed no terror in the youth. He'll find it comes from a clodpole. But I will deliver for his challenge some horrid message by word of mouth. Put on Sir Andrew a notable report of valor that will so frighten the youth into a hideous opinion of his rage and skill. This will so frighten them both they will kill each other by the look.
Here he comes with your niece. Give them way till he take leave.
I have said too much unto a heart of stone, and reckless freely laid mine honor out.
The same behavior that your passion bears describes my master's grief.
Here, wear this jewel for me. 'Tis my picture. Refuse it not. It hath no tongue to vex you. I beseech you, come again tomorrow. What shall you ask of me that I'll deny, that honor saved may upon asking give?
Nothing but this. Your true love for my master.
How with mine honor may I give him that which I have given to you?
I will release you.
Come again tomorrow. Fare thee well. A fiend like thee might bear my soul to hell.
God save you, gentle man.
And you, sir.
What God thou hast, to take thee to it. Of what nature the wrongs are thou hast done him, I know not. But thy challenger, full of spite, bloody as the hunter, attends thee at the orchard's end. Therefore draw thy sword, be nimble in thy preparation, for thy assailant is quick, strong, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake, sir. I'm sure no man has any quarrel with me.
You will find it otherwise, sir, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any purchase, betake you to your God.
I pray you, what is he?
He is a knight who is a devil in private brawl. Souls and bodies hath he divorced 3. And the nature of his wrath is now so implacable that satisfaction can be none, save by pangs of death.
I will return again into the house and desire some conduct of the lady. I am no fighter. I've heard of some men that put quarrels purposely on others to taste their valor.
Sir, no. His indignation derives itself out of a very definite injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire. Back, you shall not go into the house unless you undertake that quarrel with me. Therefore on, for meddle you must, 'tis certain.
This is as uncivil as 'tis strange. I beseech you, do me the courteous office as to know of the night what my offense to him is. It is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I will do so. Signor Fabian, stay with this gentleman until I return.
Pray you, sir, do you know of this matter?
I know the knight is incensed against you, but nothing more of the circumstance.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
He is indeed, sir, the most skillful, bloody, and fatal opposite you could possibly have found in any part of Illyria. Will you walk towards him? I will make your peace with him if I can.
I shall be much bound to you for it. I'm one that had rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight.
Aye, but he's the very devil.
Pox on it! I'll not meddle with him.
Nay, he cannot now be pacified. Fabian can scarce hold him yonder.
Plague on it! If I had thought he was so valiant and cunning a fencer, I'd have seen him damned or I'd have challenged him. Let him let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse.
I'll make a motion. Stand you there. Slope strong onto it. Mary, I'll ride his horse as well as I ride him. I have persuaded him the youth's a very devil.
He is as horribly afeard of him, and pants, and looks pale as a bear wet his heels.
Oh, there's no remedy, sir. He will fight you for his oath's sake. But he has better bethought him of this quarrel, and finds that now scarce worth talking of. Therefore, draw for his vow's sake. He swears he will not hurt you.
Pray God defend me. A little thing would make me tell them how much I lack of a man.
No, there's no remedy for it. He will, for honor's sake, have one bout with you. He cannot by the code do otherwise. But he has promised me, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, he will not hurt you. Come on! To it!
Pray God he'd keep his oath.
I do assure you, it is against my will.
Ah!
Put your sword up, sir, if you please. Very will I, sir.
On thy life I charge thee home! Let it never be thus ungracious, wretch, out of my sight. Be not offended, dear Cesario. Brutes, be gone! Gentle friend, go with me to my house, and hear thou there how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath botched up, that thou thereby mayst then soon smile at this.
Nay, I prithee, put on this beard and this gown. Make him believe thou art Sir Topus the curate. Do it quickly. I'll call Sir Toby the while.
Well, I'll put it on, and I will dissemble myself in. And I would I were the first that ever dissembled in such a gown.
Oh, Joe bless thee, Master Parson.
No, Stias, Sir Toby. For, as the old hermit of Prague very wittily said to a niece of King Gorboduc, that is. So I, being Master Parson, am Master Parson. For what is that but that, and is, but is.
To him, Sir Topus.
What ho, I say? Peace in this prison?
Oh, the knave counterfeits well, a good knave, huh?
Who calls there?
Sir Topus, the curate, who comes to visit Malvolio, the lunatic.
Sir Topus. Sir Topus, good Sir Topus, go to my lady.
Out, hyperbolical fiend! How vexest thou this man? Talkest thou nothing but of ladies?
Oh, well said, Master Parson.
Sir Topus, there was never man thus wronged. Good Sir Topus, do not think I am mad. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
Fie, dishonest Satan! Sayest thou that the house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topus.
Why, it hath bay windows, transparent as barricadoes, and the clerestories toward the south-north are as lustrous as ebony. And yet thou complainest of obstruction.